In class 2, I got depressed because of some personal reasons, and then I was not able to focus on any subject. So when I went for a B.Tech, because I went to Chennai, so it was so difficult to adjust. So first 3 months, it was a big struggle for me. They told me that why are you satisfied with 6.5? When some of your friends are getting around 9.5, 9.8, if I put in my best efforts, I can achieve something. I was a topper of my college. So I got a 9.85. So my first paper got rejected 18 times. Then I started understanding what is the problem. So then I started reading A-star level paper. So I understood that the gaps that I will have to focus on. I wrote the paper properly and then I submitted. It got accepted.
Hi Arghya, welcome to Inkpot Hub Media, and I'm so happy to see you. This was long due, and you just finished your PhD from IIM Ranchi, and you have done a lot of things during your B.Tech. You have written 12 papers, attended 6 national and international conferences. Then you worked with TCS. You quit that job to go for the PhD program. During your PhD program, you published and got acceptance notification in 2 ABDC A-star, 4 ABDC A, 2 ABDC B, 2 ABDC C level journals. You are a superstar. It's like a superhuman thing, and you have attained so many things which we generally dream of, and you have already done so much. From where do you get this motivation, and who is the source of this power in you? Will you please share on that?
So thanks a lot, Anita, for the introduction. But actually, it was made possible because there are many other people who actually motivated me. First of all, my guide was there, Dr. Pradip Kumar Bala, and my parents are also motivating me from my childhood. And it's true that there are lots of hurdles, so which people might not be aware of. So there was also a time before I joined B.Tech. So there was a time when people thought that I would not be able to pass class 12. So there was a time like that. So when in class 11 I was second, in class 12 because of some depression I was in a position that I will not pass class 12. But it's okay. So those are, yes, it's really true. So most of the people do not know. In class 2, I got depressed because of some personal reasons, and then it was such a situation or such a time that I was not able to focus on any subject. And it was in January when I realized that it's too late for me. So I have my board exams in March, so it's already January. So I just studied for just 2 or 3 months. So I thought, anyway, I have to pass, I have to get some good marks. But it's good that I got 87% during that time. And when I went for a B.Tech, so there also, because I went to Chennai, so it was so difficult to adjust. So first 3 months, it was a big struggle for me. The food was not good. I was struggling with the food. I was struggling with the environment. I was struggling with the language as well. So I would speak something, they'll understand something. So there also in the first, there was class test, 2 class tests. Then they used to have model test and then the end term. So first model test, first class test, I got around 6.5. Then again I got 6.78, something like that. So I was doing pretty not so good, but not even so bad as well. But then Dr. Indira, I forgot her title, Indira ma'am from chemistry department and Jayanti ma'am from our career development cell. So both of them motivated me a lot. And even from our department, Sridhar sir, Kumpri ma'am, so all of them helped. So they told me that why are you satisfied with 6.5 when some of your friends are getting around 9.5, 9.8 in the unit test. So you can also perform well. You study well, you can do well. So I had only opportunity for model exam and the end term. So I thought, let me try again, because in class 12 what I have seen is that if I put in my best efforts, I can achieve something. So that confidence was there in me. So I worked hard, and then in the end term I was a topper of my college. So that is how I started growing. I thought that this is okay, I have a 9.2 now. So next time I will target more 9.4 or 9.3. So likewise in the end term, after 8 semesters when I saw, so I got a 9.85.
Wow,
So
amazing, incredible.
So many of them doesn't know all this. So there's a lot of struggle was there. And being away from home, so most of the times I used to miss homely food. and that time the ticket costs were really high, so I couldn't travel much to my house.
So who
Again, there are many-
motivated you to write these research papers even in your engineering
So
days?
it started from 2011. So there was a conference held, Indian Science Congress, the 19th Indian Science Congress, and it was inaugurated by our then Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh. And we actually joined this because we were pretty young. Me, my friend, Arghya, Shaun, and Rishabh. So we four actually wrote a paper. Then we developed a sensor. We thought if we can present this in such a big conference, we'll get some recognition. So what we did that, we presented a paper, we sent it in the form of poster, and it got accepted. And our other motive was to meet so many Nobel laureates were coming, so to meet most of them. So that was another motive of us. So we got a chance, we presented, and many of us appreciated our work. There was one scientist whose ranking is scientist G, I forgot his name, it was a long back. So that was the first paper that I presented actually. And then when I came back to our campus, so it will happen in January, I guess 5 to 8 January 2011. So that time it was Pongal holidays in our campus. So after that, when it opened, so one faculty, Pukri ma'am, she actually told me that if you can present a paper at such a young age, you should also focus on the research segment. So I hadn't thought of research before that. So my mother had done doctorate degree, my mother has done PhD. Even my father is also a professor. So, but they never forced me because they are into other streams. My father was in economics and my mother is in Bengali. So it's a totally different stream. So I had also no idea of engineering. I had no idea of how to write papers in engineering. So Pukri ma'am, during the initial days, she guided me. So she told that this is how you write a paper. And after that, our HOD got changed. And then Padmavati ma'am, she also motivated me. So this is how you write the paper. And these are the top journals you should target. So from that time, I understood that there is another thing called as top level journals. So before that, I didn't know all these things. And I got a lot of help from SRM University. So it actually started from SRM University. And even Dean said there are another faculty from physics department, Lakshmi Kumar, another faculty. So it says, there is a saying that you learn based on an experience. So I learned, apart from research, I learned many other things, like how to be modest, how to be kind enough. So one incident I will tell. So during initial days, so when you're in the campus, there are some folded paper falling on the ground. So usually we think that this is a rubbish falling over there. You will pick it up. What we saw is that our dean said, DERIVE said, he was coming down from the stairs. He just came, he just took this paper and threw it in the dustbin. He didn't say anything. He just smiled towards us and walked along. So from that time we learned that even though you get some more degrees, so you should be modest. So even when we got prizes, so I got prizes for presentations during my engineering days as well. I got 2 prizes. So even after that, when people say that when I joined TCS, people used to say that you have done so much research. I was saying like, this has happened because of so many people have helped me. So there's nothing like that. And you talked about when I left TCS and I joined.
Yeah, so I was about to come to this experience as well. So after your engineering, you joined TCS, and then after 2 years, plus
yes, TCS is still a dream company for me.
Still,
yes, I still miss TCS because TCS was really good. But there is another saying, right? Like people do not leave the company, people leave their bosses. So that was the same case for me. I was wondering if I can go for some higher studies because I was just doing this automation thing and was just stuck in one technology. So I requested them, please give me another project, but they are not giving me because for that project I was doing well. I was the main resource. So they're not giving me. So I started searching. So I saw that in IIT Kharagpur there is a PH.D program for analytics. I was about to apply that, but I missed the date. Then I was searching for other programs which are available. So I was not aware of this FPM program as well from IIMs. Then I found that IIMs also provide this program, FPM program, and only B.Tech degree is needed for that. So I don't need a master's as well. So I applied. So this happened like that. So I applied. I didn't think.
2016.
I applied in yes,
2000.
2015 I applied. 15 I applied.
And joined in
I left
2016.
this. Yes, I joined in 2016.
So how much time did you
Because
take to prepare for the FPM program? Because it was new to you and everything was very different from engineering that
I
you had done so far. So how you
this was another
prepared?
struggle.
Yeah, tell me.
This was because I had left TCS in 2015 October.
Hmm.
So because they were forcing me, and I thought that CAT is also coming, CAT exam is also coming, so I have to prepare. I had no preparation.
Huh.
So I left in October so that I get 1 month time to prepare for it. So I gave CAT, and after that I was sitting at home. I was just resting, I was relaxing, I was sleeping whole day.
Hmm.
So when I joined this FPM program, so the first 2 years was coursework, and it was such a hectic schedule. So I was like, what to do? This subject, finance, and then operations. This is all new. So there are again people, and in the coursework, everyone is there. Everyone from not only MBA students, those who have done some previous degrees, this MSc or MTech, something, they have also come. Those who experience, they have also come, and I have to compete with them because it's a relative grading.
Hmm.
So I was really struggling with finance, with operations, with marketing. For the first 3 semesters, I struggled. Then I got accustomed to it.
It happens with every FPM student. We go with some other aspirations and
So
the
there
moment
also
we
there
are
are many
there.
friends.
Uh,
There are also many friends. So one person was doing PhD, Aditya Banerjee,
Uh-huh.
and Siddharth Gaurav Maji. So they had done some higher studies, and they are experienced in this. So they helped me a lot. Otherwise, I would have struggled a lot. I would have failed in finance.
Same story,
So they used to
FPM
take.
story, all FPMs experience the same. So I move to my another question, which is like in the field of analytics, is it better to do a PhD in business analytics from in IIM or IIT? Which is a very often, I'm sure it is
So
being asked to you a lot of time. I'm asking you again. Please tell me about it.
actually, no one has asked me. So
Okay.
because I have searched this program when I thought of applying. So I felt that for IITs, if you want to just focus on what the programming, the coding concepts, how to improve the coding, so it's better to go to IITs
Uh-huh.
because there the focus is mainly on these algorithms.
Uh-huh.
But if you want to apply these concepts and want to learn how it can help in the management domain, this company managerial perspectives or some customers, or how it will help in some theory building, so then it's better to do from IIMs. That's the main difference that I have found. So from I had seen this IIT program, so IIT Kharagpur program. So
So did you
I
also
saw
see
that.
some other IIT programs as well, IIT PhD?
No, I hadn't seen because I that time I thought of applying for IIT Kharagpur. So I had seen that program. So nowadays I have seen many other programs. So there, if you want to apply for this PhD program from IITs, so the main focus is on how you on deep learning or reinforcement learning, all these machine learning terms or techniques. But for IIMs, you have to focus on how it will help the management. So that is how
Yeah.
your paper will get published. Otherwise, if you do not have this managerial implication part, then it will not get published in ABDC listed journal.
Yes, yeah, that's absolutely right. So, one more question which is coming to my mind here is that how tough it is to do a PhD without having a master's degree, because you straightway entered in the PhD program. So I often get this question because of this Inkpot Hub mentoring program. So, what is your take on that?
So it's not that much of a struggle
Uh-huh.
because first 3 months anyway, if you get adjusted to the first 3 months, after that it's the same coursework. You have to just study the subjects and understand it and write it, whatever is there. So it's not so much of a struggle. Only thing is that if you have some knowledge of how to write papers, that will really help. Otherwise, the struggle starts from second year if you are doing a PhD. So when the research methodologies will come, when they will ask you to write some term paper, then how do you write it? You have to understand that properly. So that will take some time. But that's not of a struggle because if you want to spend more time for doing a PhD program, you can easily get some time. You can understand how it is to be written, and you can adjust accordingly. But if you want to keep it within 4 years, it's better that you have some understanding of it. So that's the main thing. Otherwise, it's easy.
But you have written so many papers, all A star, A category. A lot of we are still struggling to have this bag of research papers. How
So
did
before
you
this interview
manage?
also, so
Huh.
before this interview around 30 minutes back, I got another notification that a B level got published today.
Congratulations. So it is now 3V level
Thanks.
category. Great. So how
Yes.
how did you manage? How did you do? What exactly your approach was to write so many papers in just your PhD program?
So if I tell what happened to my first paper,
Huh?
so people will get worried. So my first paper
So
got
tell me the
rejected
entire
18
story
times.
because tell me the entire story. Yeah.
So my first paper got rejected 18 times before it
Oh
got
my
finally
God.
published.
Oh my
So I
God.
was
Okay.
So the problem was that was my problem basically because I also didn't knew how to write for this management papers, this management paper. I knew how to write papers on how to write engineering papers, how to write these technical papers for IEEE, all this I knew.
Hmm.
But for in this management domain, I didn't knew that I have to focus on management implication discussion part mainly, how to strengthen that. So because of that, and I was also not looking into the scope of each and every journal. So I was sending to it whatever journal I was getting for C level and B level, and I got rejected. First I got rejected 18 times. I started it from my uh, 1.5 years. Actually, from the after in the second year, after 6 months, I started.
Ha ha ha.
Uh,
Your fifth term.
so Yes, from the fifth term I started writing papers.
Hmm.
So there was a special issue. I wrote the paper, it got rejected. I thought I shouldn't target B level, I should target C level now. So
Huh.
I was sending to all C levels and it got rejected many times. Then I started understanding what is the problem. So I was reading through these comments of the various reviewers. But with C level, the problem is that most of the journals do not give proper reviewer comments.
Hmm.
So, but B level and A level, they give a proper comment, proper feedback, even if it gets rejected. So I thought of leaving C level. I then started sending to B level. So I got a decent number of comments. So I understood that I have to focus on the discussion and the managerial application part, which was missing from my paper. So then I started reading A-star level papers as to what I am missing. So I understood that the gaps that I will have to focus on. And then I wrote the paper properly. I gave it time on the paper and then I submitted. It got accepted. And there was another time in my PhD when I thought of leaving my PhD program and joining and doing some startup. And I was struggling because of this, not only these paper rejections, but also with the subjects and everything was happening at the same time. And other friends are also facing this struggle. So seeing other struggles also, I was thinking, what will happen?
Hmm.
So
That kind of anxiety
then
builds up. Yeah, sometimes.
Yes, and the problem was that in PhD you start coursework with this MBA batch, and in 2018 these friends are also living with whom you used to hang around, with whom you
Yeah.
used to go to different restaurants and have food. So these people are also living.
Hmm.
So all these things came together for me. So my first publication came in 2019. That you can understand from 2018 I was struggling
Hmm.
with the publication process. So then I met this girl and we used to chat a lot. So then this pressure was keeping on getting reduced, this stress. And then I used to again enjoy writing papers. So until and unless you have that enjoyment of writing something,
Hmm.
it's really a struggle to write a paper. So once you start enjoying different domains, the different papers that people have written, and what are the gaps that are present,
Hmm.
so then it will help. So I will also thank my wife for all the support she has given.
So I must say there is
And
for us behind the successful man there is a lady behind standing supporting.
so for the first publication also, I sent it to a workshop. So it was conducted by Professor Yogesh Kumar Dubedi and Professor Nitbandar Singh Rana, and there are other members as well present. Professor Hatties was also there. I forgot other members' name. So we present a paper over there, and it was for a different journal. So we thought that it will get accepted in the journal if the other reviewers or other commenters like that idea, because it was a special issue. But they rejected. After the workshop, it got rejected. And then Professor Yogesh Dwivedi, he approached us and told us that I liked your idea, and if it is possible to improve this and send it to IIM, then we may consider it. We go through review and we may consider it. So then he helped. So that motivation actually helped me because I was not sure of A. Had it gone rejected over there, I would have again targeted B. So I thought, okay, let me try A because someone has told that this idea is good, and that is what I wanted actually. That is the one means force which sometimes there is a force
So
that
there was
will
a
then
push.
motivate you
There
to
was
do.
a push to have
There was a push.
validation of the
Yes,
idea.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
So that was the one thing, the first time I heard from someone that I liked your idea.
wow.
So
That's the
after that,
validation. Yes.
yes. So after that, I thought of which domains I can work on. So then another faculty, Amandip Thi, so he helped me to identify different domains that can be possible. And the main benefit of doing from IIM Ranchi was that my guide, Dr. Pradip Kumar Bala, so he is a really nice person. So he used to give me this freedom. So you can do whatever domain you want to work on, you work on that. And after the later on, we'll focus on the thesis, how to connect these dots. So there is no pressure that you have to move in this direction only. So I had that freedom to search for different domains, search for which all areas there is a gap and work on that. So that actually helped me because I was not constrained to just a single domain, but actually got an idea of this entire segments of different domains. And I could figure out when I'm writing a single paper, I could figure out what next paper I should write. And this actually helped me to collect the data properly. So when I'm collecting data from one paper, I was also collecting paper for the second. I was collecting data for the second paper as well. So that is how so many papers came after one after the other.
So I saw your one of the photographs, which is kind of very interesting. It attracted the attention. You received your degree from the PM Modi. How does it feel to get your degree from the PM?
Is that actually I was feeling had I worked a bit harder, I would have got a gold medal because I missed by 0.01 marks percent this GPA.
Okay.
I missed 0.01. So,
okay.
So on the stage when I went up the stage, so there are around 6,000 people sitting in front. From that I can see only 6,000 people. There are so many people. I got so confused. It's the first time I went up the stage. I got so many people. And my friend, he was third, so he was standing behind me. So he's saying, "Don't worry, you just go take the prize, you smile, you walk off." So I went there. I shook hands, and what I remember is that he told that best wishes, what or something in Hindi. He told. I do not remember properly because I was so much worried at what is happening, and my hands were shaking. There were so many people are taking photographs. I was just a bit nervous over there on the stage.
So I think that is
So
that.
I don't know how I don't know how the picture came so well because I just spent only few seconds over there. I was so nervous. I just took the prize. I just went off.
So the entire credit goes to the photographer. So now my last question to you. The interaction is kind of very interesting, but I really need to respect the time which we have. The last question: after your IIM Ranchi or FPM, what are your plans like? Are you interested in teaching assignment, postdoc, or corporate back to TCS, or would you like to do a startup like me?
That thing I really want if TCS takes me. I have applied to TCS, but the policy has changed. Okay. So once you leave TCS, they won't take you back. So that's what I have learned. So there's nothing I can go back. But I always felt like I should come back to teaching because the satisfaction you get from teaching a particular student, when they learn something, when they tell after a few years that, "Sir, I have been successful in my life." So that actually is some satisfaction which you won't get when you work in a corporate sector. So in my engineering also, I have helped 2 juniors and they have done really well in life. And one of them was really struggling. So I helped her in the second year and third year. So she is now studying in a foreign university, I forgot the name. In US, she is studying in some university. And she often tells me that because of you, I could realize that I can do my master's degree and I can also read articles so that I can do my PhD. So these are the some compliments which help you. Actually, these will stay forever. Small thing. In a corporate sector, yes, there will be compliments or achievement awards, but this satisfaction you won't get from there. Another thing is that if you are in a teaching area, so you can learn a lot. You can explore domains. So right now I am teaching operations. Right now I am teaching marketing. So apart from analytics, I am also learning different subjects, which would not have been possible if I go to corporate sector. So corporate sector is also open for me. Teaching sector is also open for me right now, but I would prefer teaching. And I'll also get some tips from you regarding startups. So you are doing a really good job. I will say that.
So you want to do
I should take
everything,
this
right?
No, actually, I want to learn. I want to learn many things.
Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.